Hello and welcome back to Up the Villa. Don't really do impromptu lives, but we're here the day or the evening before the game, the next day that we're going to be playing. So I really just wanted to catch your vibe on where we're at leading into this. I'm actually feeling pretty calm, pretty relaxed about tomorrow. I don't know whether that's because I'm silently, quietly confident that Aston Villa are going to be able to get Champions League football, but I'm not bricking it. I've seen a few people sort of saying that they're really nervous and they are bricking it a bit, but I think I'm feeling okay. So Villa fans, whoever's in the building, hit the like button, smash the likes, actually, subscribe and comment your thoughts, what we're about to discuss. But I've just watched the playoff final and it brought back memories of Villa being there. And I'm so buzzing about Sunderland, actually, because I just really wanted them to get back to the Premier League. I've watched all those documentaries of the heartbreak that they've had over the years and the tough times that they've had. And, I remember growing up as a kid and we was listening to like the radio and it was Quinn and Phillips, that duo up top. And I just always remember that duo. And to me, Sunderland are a Premier League team, whether they've been out of it for so long. It's debatable, I guess, to some clubs whether they are or not. But like nostalgic vibes growing up, I always just think that Sunderland are a Premier League club. So fair play to them. And, they'll have that derby against Newcastle and 3 teams coming up now, Burnley, Leeds and Sunderland. And I just didn't really want Sheffield United to go up because sometimes when you've been a supporter of a Premier League team that's in the Premier League, you sometimes get a bit bored of like the same story of Sheffield United going up, going down, Burnley going up, going down. So I just felt like we needed a new team, and I think Sunderland are that team. And Leeds will always be very vocal, so they're back in the Premier League as well. And Burnley under Scott Parker, that's going to be interesting to see how they adapt as well. So let's have a few little shout outs. We've got Josh in the building. We've got Codes. Are you a bit of a decoder, mate? James, David, Bozzy's always in the building. Kingy Games, I think Chelsea will draw 2-2 and we'll win after a goal. No, not going a goal down. Nottingham have to do it, bro. So we've got Q-Bar, we've got Flat Cap Gaming. Michael is in the... I know, mate, alive. You are all being treated tonight. You're all being treated. Tez, hello, Luke. I had a selfie with you a few months ago. Fair play to you. And George is in the building as well. I think some big news yesterday. Yuri Tielemans trained yesterday. The team were going to train again today ahead of the game. So hopefully he's been able to come through that okay and he's available and ready to play. It'd be a massive boost for Villa if Tielemans is back. He just brings everything that we need. And he's that one player that I really feel like has got that mentality locked in of Champions League, and the fact that he's going to be there probably in the squad to some capacity will be absolutely massive. So the main part of this episode is that we go into the final day with three different permutations. Okay, so I want to get your vibe in the chat then. So everybody that's watching, there's quite a lot of you watching. What of the 3 competitions are we going to qualify for? So this will probably tell me where your headspace is at, what you think is going to happen in maybe the other games. So I'm actually feeling quite good, like I've just said. I think we get Champions League. I think I'm quite confident that we'll be able to do it. Now, if we don't, I'll get into that in a second. But I think Champions League, I've already said that I think Villa will win against Manchester United, and I feel like Nottingham Forest will get something out of their game. But I think the big thing for me is that I want Villa to sort of take hold of their own, not their own destiny, but make sure we do our part. And I think for mentality wise, and I think kind of, I know it's not the same as this, but we were really bad against Crystal Palace. And I want to be able to bury that a little bit and just sort of say, when we had to step up and win, we was able to do it at Old Trafford. Again, a place that we are not that great at. So again, you've got to sort of overcome that little objective or whatever that little obstacle. We've got to overcome the Manchester United obstacle first. But I think to go into a game knowing that we've got to win, I think is so important. And I think, again, we sort of kind of taking part of our own destiny in the sense of we can only do our bit. And I think Emery was speaking about this yesterday, that we've done fantastically well to take it to this game. So the next phase is doing our part, and then soon as the full-time whistle goes, seeing if anyone has done us a massive, massive favour. But with that, you're going into the next phase of the Europa League. So because Forest are only a point behind us, and I imagine their goal difference is better, if they get a draw and we lose, then we fall down to Conference League, which I think would be a bit of a disaster, to be honest. And I think, again, this files in with what I'm saying about Villa. We've meant going there and doing our job because we then cement the Europa League. And, I think we've done fantastically well to get to this stage, looking at what we've had to overcome this season with our Champions League campaign. And I feel like Europa League, I think it would be okay. I think it would be good. I think it would be, once you look back and reflect, you'll be like, do you know what? Like, a good season. We're in the Europa League. We can try and win it. And then next season, we've got those two opportunities. So I think what I'm trying to say is, just tomorrow, Villa, just do your job and win the game, and just, you're either going to get one or two of the others. The other one is that the Conference League, for me, guys, I'm going to be honest. Like, I think it would be a bit of a disaster, to be honest, because what would happen there is that you've gone to Old Trafford, not done your bit, and someone else has probably won or whatever, or drew, and then. So I just don't think we really want it. I don't think it's probably where we're at. I think where we're at is Champions League or Europa League, and just give us those two opportunities of getting Champions League. So yeah, Europa League, Conference League, sorry. I do not want Conference League. I think when we were in Conference League, I actually feel like it had a bit more about it, the Conference League. I think now, where the teams aren't dropping down, and I mean, who have Chelsea played? Noah FC. Like, who are they? Like, Noah FC, and some of those teams, and did they get Legia Warsaw in the semis? Was it, or I think they got them in the semis, or it's not great, is it? So I think we need to aim a lot higher than that, because I think we should, even if we got in that, we should walk it. And I know some would say, yeah, get in it and win it. But I mean, I know we all want to win a trophy, but like, I just don't think it holds enough sort of like gravitas, does it? I mean, I was listening to something earlier in the week about Chelsea fans were phoning up and sort of saying, like, our biggest game is against Nottingham Forest. And there was just saying, like, if we don't get Champions League and we then go and play in that, like, they're not even bothered about the Conference League. So I just think, from a Villa point of view, just do our job tomorrow. So let's have a little look then at what all of your vibe is. Uh, Techno Liberator has said Sunderland in the Prem is excellent. I agree, mate. I agree. I think it's good for the Premier League. We're going to win tomorrow. Come on, Forest. That's from PJJ. Exactly what I'm thinking, mate. I think Forest will do it for us. I'm sure they will. Champions League, Champions League, Champions League. Confident going into the final game. Just need Forest to do the business. It's going to be extremely tense. Yeah, it is. It's going to be it's going to be intense because I imagine it's a two-device job, isn't it? I think you'll be watching Villa on TNT and seeing how those other games are going, and it's going to be one of them. I reckon it'll be one of them nervy ones where something happens early on, and you're like, "Oh, get you," or someone scored, and it's just that vibe. You know what the vibe's like on the final day. Definitely getting Champions League. Been saying it for weeks, and I'm even more confident now. Champions League, we will win, and hope Forest don't lose. Lucas has said Man United 1, Villa 3. Yes, I do know it. Defo win tomorrow, fingers crossed. Trevor said, we always bottle the big games. Honestly, Man U are dreadful, but Villa tend to bottle these massive games. I think that's where I'm sort of coming from, along the lines of redemption for Wembley. Turn up tomorrow and win. And I watched Napoli yesterday, and just seeing what they had to do, rock up, win. It's just what Villa have got to do. It'll say a lot about the squad. It'll say a lot about the squad and the mentality. And I think we're there. Chelsea will win. That's it. I'm not sure, mate. I'm not sure. We will win, but so will Chelsea, Man City, and Newcastle. So it'll be Europa League for us. That's from Matthew. Flat cap, nothing wrong with Europa League money. No, I don't. I agree. I don't think Europa League is that. There's obviously a drop between Champions League and Europa League, but I don't think the gap is that big. And I actually feel like you can still have pull with transfers in the Europa League. You can still, most top players want to play in Europe, and if it's not Champions League, then it's Europa League. So I think you have that sort of, you do have that little bit of a pull as well. And I think the big thing is that you get two opportunities to try and get Champions League. Obviously, we want to do it through the league, but I mean, look at Spurs. I mean, I just can't believe that they are in the Champions League. I just can't believe it. It's, fair play to them because they qualified for the Europa League last season and they've earned the right to be in it through their campaign last season, but they are absolutely terrible. And again, like what I was saying a bit about sort of like the Conference League, you're not having those teams come down. Well, Europa League, you're not having Champions League teams come down. So you sort of, what you see is what you get when you start your campaign. So I imagine we'll be pretty deep. I imagine we'll probably be a pot 2 team in the Europa League. I think that's how our coefficient has worked now. So we're building our coefficient up nicely. So again, you're going to be playing 4 teams from pots that are below you. So so I think that's good in itself as well. We've tasted Champions League. We're spoiled now. I agree, but I think not only have we tasted it, we've shown that we can compete and we belong in it. I think that's probably the biggest thing. And I've said this season as well that we want to be able to use our experiences from the Champions League going into next season as well. So just like when we got into the Conference League and we had to learn how we operate in it, that's put us in such good stead for the Champions League. So hopefully the next European campaign that we have, we've got just more belief and more sort of like muscle memory, like when I think sometimes being in Europe, it is a bit of a muscle memory of like just being able to like remember things and learn off different experiences. You look at when you're competing in Europe and there's all these like European teams that have sort of been like tried and trusted, like your Dortmunds and I don't know, like Inter Milan and all these teams. It's like competing in Europe, it's like second nature to them, and we're having to like fast track it a little bit. And we've done fantastically well to be able to do it. You look at Newcastle's first one, they didn't even get out of the group. Okay, different format, but still, I think it's still relative to a format of getting out of a group or, competing like what we did. So I mean, that's just really important that we learn from these experiences. And yeah, the comment here, like Champions League nights at Villa Park, they were brilliant, weren't they? And such good spectacles and stuff. So Thomas is saying squeaky bum time. I'm not in that. I'm not in that phase yet. I mean, maybe at 3 o'clock tomorrow might be, but today I'm not. Ross has put Newcastle are going to draw. I actually feel like that Everton game. I feel like that could be the one. When I just said like somebody scores early, and maybe Newcastle will still win, but maybe Everton score first, and you're like, oh my god, Everton are 1-0 up or something. So something like that could happen. I think there will be a twist. Hopefully the twist isn't United go 1-0 up, but I don't think there will. I mean, how are we feeling about the game tomorrow? Like, what are we expecting? Because we're hearing reports of Amarin playing some of the kids, and don't they go to Kuala Lumpur? Is it Malaysia after this game? So are they going on a bit of a friendly tour like what Spurs and Newcastle did at the end of last season? So, what are they going to, like, we're damaged goods against Man United, aren't we? Like we've always had a tough time. We've got those memories of bad things happening, comebacks and all those situations. But surely we go into that tomorrow, full of belief, desire, application, and surely Man United are just not even on the beach, but like just on their knees, just waiting for that full time. I imagine that's what every Manchester United fan will be waiting for tomorrow. Like the 90th minute can't come quick enough to just end the season, park it. I mean, I can't imagine Amarin being able to motivate that squad. I think if he couldn't motivate the squad against Spurs in the Europa League final, then I'm not sure why he would be doing it or why they would react against Aston Villa. So then that boils down to Aston Villa being able to just apply ourselves in the correct way, a little bit like what we did against Bournemouth and Spurs, and then we should be able to just be on top of them and get the job done. Nervous about VAR and Chelsea. I mean, that's bizarre as well, isn't it? That they've banned Gary Neville. I mean, Marinakis, right? He's an absolute. What is he like? I do. Again, I was out and about yesterday, and I was listening to Talk Sport driving home, and Rory Jennings was talking about how you can't sort of like silence somebody, and you can't, freedom of speech. And for as much as I don't really agree with sort of banning them, I actually feel like something does need to happen in the sense of you can't just throw away all of these comments all the time. I feel like you do need to have a little bit of accountability for what you're saying. And I think there are certain times where Neville has gone above and beyond his so like his pet, where he is. Do you know what I mean? Like the way he was saying that, oh, Nuno should go marching there now and resign, and it's just very dramatic, isn't it? And I think sometimes there probably does need to be a little bit of accountability on what you're actually saying, because I think at times it feels what's the word I'm looking for? It feels like certain pundits' voice holds a lot more weight, and people do listen to them, and I think it can point sort of like a narrative one way, can't it? Because I think, a lot of people, I wouldn't say I really sort of respect like everybody's opinion, and that's how I think. I think I'll listen to someone's opinion and then I'll make my own judgment based on that. Whereas there's certain people that will listen to what they say and then that's what they think. And so they have that ability of being able to hold that weight with their voice. And I kind of just feel like there probably does need to be that little bit of accountability, really. And I think, when, for example, you're listening to Rio Ferdinand in the Villa away PSG game, it was really bad. It was really bad listening to how he was just oozing over certain players, and it was a bit disrespectful, I think, to the actual audience. I think to the audience of Aston Villa that were watching it, and you're hearing him just gushing over Douay and Kvaratskhelia, and I'm like, mate, like, we're trying to do a job here. We're trying to cling on here and take something back to Villa Park, and all we're hearing about is like you just gushing over these players. And so I feel like there does need to be that bit of accountability. I mean, what are you guys saying about sort of Marinakis banning now? I mean, it is funny. It is funny that he's actually banned, but I get why he's probably done it, but I think he probably shouldn't go to that extreme of banning him. I'll try and run through some of these comments. Let me try and run through. I've gone off on one really talking about Gary Neville, so I've lost my way a little bit. I do. Someone's mentioned about Forest and the like what they've done around PSR, and it is dodgy because like that they broke the rules, paid the fine, got docked a few points, and then they're financially a little bit better off, aren't they? I'm not sure where they are on the line, but some of Sky's pundits talk absolute. Well, yeah, I think some of them do, don't they? Ian saying, I think there's a chance that Everton might draw with Newcastle. Moyes teams are always hard to break down. Being said, both Everton centre-backs are out. Are they? Is Branthwaite out? That is a bit of a blow, if he is. Keane's disrespectful. No need to ban. Yeah, I think the ban's a bit harsh. The ban, it could have sort of done something like, we're aware of the comments, and if those continue, then we will ban you, and that might make him toe the line a little bit. But I don't know whether I just don't know whether that's necessary either. Right, we had a comment here. How many ins and outs do you reckon this summer? It's a tough one. A tough one. I shall not comment on any transfer speculation until the season has finished. We know what show that has to be spoken about. We know where we talk about that, and it's on Transfer Hubs. So that's where we have to do all of that talking. Anthony Taylor will ref the Forest game. Europe is still an achievement, even if it's Europa. Mate, I agree. I think we all want Champions League, but I think Europa League would still be very, very good. I think from where we were at one point this season and how the season has gone and what we've done, I think Europa League would be brilliant. I mean, when I did my season predictions, I predicted us to finish 6th. So I can't really have any qualms with 6th if that's what I thought would be a really good season for Villa. So I think I'd be happy with that, but I think I want the big one. I want the big one. Villa need to build a hotel at Villa Park and charge elite guests $1 million a night on match day. Well, we are building a hotel at Bodymoor Heath, so that's something where the players will be able to stay after sort of like the away games. So hopefully we're able to build it and sell it straight away, sell it to somebody, and then we get a load of money coming in that way. So I think that would be ideal. I think that's what Chelsea did. So if they can do it, why can't we? It's mad to think that there's a strong chance if Forest beat Chelsea, we beat United, we'll both finish ahead of them in the European race. All we can do is cheer the lads on and hope we win. Spot on. Thomas predicted 7th, so we're outperforming your predictions so far. So hopefully we do that. Gary Neville's paid to give an opinion. You don't have to agree with. Banning him is just childish. Yeah, I think the banning is harsh. To attract the best players, Villa need to pay. Well, we already do pay the top wages. So yeah, but we just need Champions League to be able to attract those players. Any Europe is okay, but tomorrow's the day to get Champions League. We deserve. Come on. I actually feel like as well, tomorrow when the final standings and everybody's reporting and I think it would probably shock a lot of the football world if Villa got Champions League again. I feel like that would be the story of where Villa come from. Villa come from out of nowhere on the last day, and we've not really coming out of nowhere. We're in that. We've been in that race for a while, and I just feel like we've been discredited a bit. I think Chelsea have been, spoken about a lot because they're that so-called Big Six team, that they're the team that deserve to be in it. So, I think it'll be interesting to see what does actually happen tomorrow. The big Matthews put before the season, I predicted 5th, sneaking into Champions League behind Newcastle, City, Arsenal, and Liverpool. The Wearside Derby is back. Yeah, I'm buzzing that Sunderland are back in the Premier League. I'm absolutely buzzing for them. Seeking is, but I predicted 8th, but the Champions League and possibly FA Cup. How wrong was I? We've got someone from Tokyo, Japan in the building. Shout out to you, my friend. Shout out to you. Right, so 5 more minutes. If anyone's got any questions or anything that you want to ask, then I'll try and answer them in the chat. So 5 more minutes and then I'm going to go. Imagine qualifying through the back. Imagine qualifying the league back to back. Yeah, that would be absolutely incredible if we was able to do that. Champions League will boost funds. Yes, they will. Let's have a look what else we've got. Any more? Well, I'm a bit behind in the comments, guys. Any questions, put them in there and I'll try and fly through them all. Yes, James, hope you well, mate. We all know the media don't want us to get Champions League again. Pretty standard. Pretty standard. We are like the little black sheep, aren't we, at the minute? Bit weird, but that's what we are. If we get Europa, we'll definitely be the favourites to win it with Emery's pedigree. Yes. Great point. It is his trophy. So imagine if that's the one that he wins with Villa. Sheffield United, cursed in the playoffs. Yeah, Marco is doing very good, guys. She's doing good. What would you need to be offered to sell Emmy? Oh, that's a tough one. I wouldn't sell him. What would I need to be offered? Probably Donnarumma. Donnarumma, mate. Give me Donnarumma, and we can talk about it. Who's scoring the winner tomorrow? It's gonna be a goal. It's one that seals the victory. We don't win by 1 goal. I think we seal it, and it's gonna be. Do you know what? It's gonna be Onana. Onana is gonna do it, guys. I feel like Onana. What do you want first and last game next season? I'll take a home game. So we'll take a home game. We'll have at home. We'll have Burnley at home, and last game we'll have. Oh, who should we have last? Who got Everton? Because we've got a good record against Everton at home. Yeah, it's going good, guys. Bags. I've already got bags under my eyes anyway. But yeah, it's going good. Sleeping pretty good. Watkins to score, hopefully. Is there a world where we sell nobody if we get Champions League? No. This is what I was saying the other day. I think regardless of whether we get Champions League or not, someone will leave. That is what I'm standing by. I think it's irrelative what competition we get, someone will still leave, in my opinion. Who do you think will be our back four tomorrow? Cash, Konsa, Pau, and Matson. Luke, big question. Where is the overlap City fan that said we'd struggle? Big Steve. Yeah, Big Steve got that wrong, mate. Big Steve had a mare. Yeah, I mean, Donnarumma saves. Whoa. He's a bit shaky, Donnarumma, but he's very, very good. Onana v Onana, that's a good point. Do you reckon Marlon plays a big part next season? 100%. Margot is doing very, very good. Sometimes some of these players with Emery take a bit of time to settle in, adapt, get ready. Rashford's put an Instagram post saying he's 75% at his running speed, so he recovered pretty well. Shame that he had to miss a few games. Marlon will be good. Right, see if there's any more, and then I'm gonna go. Right, no, that's it. Right, 32 minutes. Nice little teaser preview. Like, just get our vibe, see where we're at. So, next time you see me, guys, I will be celebrating Villa getting into the Champions League. So, hopefully, you're all going to be there with me tomorrow on the match reaction where we are all celebrating. So, cheers, everyone. Have a good evening. Make sure before you go to bed, you are manifesting Villa getting into the Champions League. We've got nearly 300 people watching. So if we all do that, manifest it before you go to bed, it will happen in the morning. So on your way out as well, make sure you're hitting that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new. So yeah, cheers everyone. Up the Villa.